Part 2 of the first video. Anyways, yeah, people, I started reading the magazine, and yeah, there's a lot of fucking cussing and nudity involved in all this. Anyways, no, everybody's like, well, is that the only story you've got? Yeah, no, the story is really long, and there's a lot of cursing and all that shit involved, and a lot of language I'm not allowed to say. Anyways, no, but here's the thing, my fucking roommate keeps walking in our room. And I get it, yeah, this is our room. We share it, literally. But, like, he's got to understand, like, when I do my YouTube videos, like, I like to be alone. I don't like to have people just come walking in here, like, and getting all up in my business. Because I don't do that with him. Yeah, he does that with me. And then my care owner is sitting there telling me, oh, well, you play around with it. No, I really don't. Fucking, I barely get back. And, I found out I got my Social Security check for fucking Social Security. Yeah, everybody's like, well, why are you getting a Social Security check? Well, here's the thing. I've actually been diagnosed with I'm a high functioning autistic. I have ADHD. And I'm a high functioning autistic. And I'm pretty damn smart just for a high functioning autistic. Anyways, we're gonna read another story besides that one, because that one is, well, I mean, I can read out of Saint Magazine, but I'm not reading that story. That's like, woof, that's a lot of cursing involved. Because, everybody's like, well, do you make this kind of content for children? No. My content I read is not made for children. Literally every parent out there is like, man, do you read that to kids? No. I don't even read it to my fucking 10-year-old niece. I don't read that shit to my nieces. I don't read that to anybody except myself. Because, well, the reason I do it, because I like Easy Riders. I love David Manhart, and I love all the other shit, but everybody's like, well, why don't you read something? Shut up, people. I'll find something. So we're gonna read this. Is called a janitor. The title of the paper is called "The Janitorial Department, Easy Rider Magazine," October 1981, Rancho Mendel. Okay, we're gonna read this letter to Spider. Okay, it's about a tattoo machine. Here we go. Hey Spider, check out this enclosed photos. The needle for the tattoo gun is a guitar E string, and the barrel is cut from a Hardy fuel line. The rest is a tape deck motor and a slot car transformer. A friend of mine built this rig. He learned his craft in the joint about 6 years ago. Everybody's wondering what's the joint. Basically jail or prison. Okay. 6 years ago. The way he ran it down to me was that this gun was invented in early 60s by some unknown convict. Up to then, jailhouse tattoos were done with straight needle, thread, and India ink, and a dot at the time. I've got a bro who put a peace symbol on the head of it. I'm not gonna read that way. I also saw a nice piece of artwork on the dude's chest that another bro of mine did with his single needle method. This was a slow process, and his tat wasn't a quite finish. So the dumb fucker was saying that if he got sent back to down, bro, we both could finish the job. I hope the fool waited, because my brother's back on the streets. After the single needle gun came out and the artist could do a fine line demographics a lot faster, which means less chance of getting caught. Because for some reason, tattooing it is against the rules, but the gun is hard to equip, harder to equipment to hide. A new era of tattooing began as guys got out of the joint. Some of them used their talent in this art form to pick up some new side money, while others went into full time for years. Commercial tattooists have used multiple needles from 2 to 9, but the single needle device made it possible to get a fine detail, which had a lot to do with the acceptance of tattoos by the general public instead of rough and thick line drawing inked on the skin of some tough guy. Tiny detailed hearts and flowers started showing up on chicks. That symbol represented something special in your life could be put on your skin, so that could take a pride not only in what it meant to you, but in its qualities as skin art. Now, this page continues to page 106. So we're going to go to page 106. Now, basically, everybody's wondering what does he mean by the joint. Basically, he means jail. Basically, this guy made a homemade tattoo machine while he was in jail. And the problem is, everybody's wondering, well, is that against the rules? Yeah, it's against the rules in jail, but if you don't get caught, then you're just fine. Because what people have to realize is, yeah, tattoos in jail are really illegal, especially having the machine, because you don't know, the people in the jailhouse or prison, they don't know, or the guards don't know that the guy doing this art is going to turn on him and fucking stab him with the fucking needle. I don't know. So we're going to continue reading this. Here we go. JR, who did his first tattoo at the age of 15 in his first fall, told me that since he was last released 3 years ago, he has worked on a tattoo artist at the times. His solo means of support. Furthermore, he believes it hadn't been for that, he probably would have had to resort to crime to survive. And he would have found himself back in the joint and apprenticed for 2.5 years in the prison. And he believes that learning process was better because less of availability material is being taught by a self-educated tattooist who had learned by trial and error. Apprentices on the street have the opportunity to practice on synthetic surfaces, so there's no sweat about mistakes. But if the dude you're working on is doing time for his antisocial behavior, there ain't no room for fuck-ups. Some of the finest artists and examples of demographic have been and are incarcerated in the penal system. Another brother of mine who's making it in the business after graduating from the art school of Hard Knocks, Smokey Joe up in Oregon, the prison tattoo gun and the skill Joe and JR possesses is why I've got ink from both of them, and I hate getting a tattoo. Tattoos are permanent and can be painful, so it makes sense that a person should have an important reason for getting one. It probably represents a special point in your life, one you have always been looking back on. There are some full torso designs considering pure art. Whichever way you go, big ones or little one, you want to have something that's a personal statement So think about it carefully and talk it over with the person doing the inking. Check on the flash sheets and he's done on come up when an original piece on the paper. First tattooist has to exactly know what you want. I've seen two freehand backed pieces JR's done, but even says he doesn't happen to often. It's better to work on it out beforehand. If you're positive about what you want, righteous tattooist will turn the job down because he knows once he designs it selected, it's his skill that he will make it skin art. But it's still your skin and you have to live with the design. Right on, Wino Joe. Anyways, I'm not going to post the first video because it's got a lot of cursing in it. So this is my first video, basically. This is the first video, and this will be only the first video. Not the second video, just the first. So basically, we got guys who are in prison or in jail. Basically, this guy, he's a tattooist, and he's out of jail. And basically, here's the thing. He knows a guy, he does tattoos, and he's a young guy, and he comes to jails and does tattoos for people from the gun he built in jail. Now, everybody's wondering, man, I haven't seen people getting tattoos in jail. Well, here's my question to you, and you guys alone. Have you been to jail? Do you know what it's like in a jail? Probably not. Everybody's like, well, have you been to jail? Yeah, once. I'm not going back. Because everybody's like, well, what'd you do? I ain't telling y'all what I did and the reason I went to jail. I'm not going to tell you guys. That's between me and the person that I know. So I'm not going to tell you all why I went to jail and what the reason was for. So anyways, that's going to be it for today. Like I said, people, this is going to be the first video for today. The first video I did the first time, I'm not posting that. This is the only first video I'm posting. But please make sure you subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section below. Make sure you hit the notifications for my next video. If you really love me, please hit the subscribe. I really need some subscribers. Because like I said, people, I'm trying something new by reading my magazines and stuff like that to y'all. Because, like I said, my care owner turned me on to the idea, and I'm going to keep doing this idea, and I will keep going and going and going and going and going. And everybody's like, well, are you going to quit YouTube? No. Really, why should I? Just because nobody likes my content or anything like that, and because I'm not interesting? Well, that's on everybody. That's on everybody else. But you know what? My content, to me, it's interesting. Literally, I could just upload a video like this one I'm going to upload tonight or today. Or wait, no. Fuck. I'm uploading it right now after I say this. Please hit the subscribe button. I really need some subscribers, people. That would be most appreciated in my book. And, I really need some feedback on what I did, I can do to improve my videos. Anyways, have a good rest of your night, everybody. Sorry I didn't I did. I made a YouTube video on Thanksgiving, which was 3 days ago. Anyways, which was 2 days ago, sorry. Or 3 days ago. Anyways, have a good rest of your night, everybody. Peace.